Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Papa Boris here, playing some more Guild of Dungeoneering. We got a nice big haul after our first mission, so it's time to expand the guild before venturing forth one more time. So what I'm going to do is unlock what, in my opinion, is the best of the trinkets, which is just the simple +1 health. I have tried them all. There may be times in this mission, in this playthrough, where I do some other ones for particular reasons, but I really just think that's the best one. I can't really articulate why that's better than, say, +1 to first physical damage, because in theory, like, doing an extra damage to your opponent is the same as having +1 yourself, but just in my experience, I seem to die less when I have the bonus health. But remember, though, for the first tier, it's only for the first 2 fights. In addition, we're going to unlock some equipment, and with equipment, there's 2 ways to go about it. You can just unlock all of it, and that's totally fine. Or if you're like me, you can develop over time a sense that certain skill trees are more interesting to you or better fit your playstyle than others. And for me, I definitely tend to emphasize Holy, Arcane, and Fire. So the Fire one just does a lot of magic damage, like a lot of it, which is awesome. Holy has a lot of great blocks and healing, and Arcane is a mix of card draw, magic damage, and healing. A little bit of blocking too, I think, maybe. So with those 3 emphasized, I tend to do pretty well. And so one of the first things I always get is the Curio Shop. Now, I believe that the Bandana and Mariner's Medallion are actually from the first expansion pack, the Pirate's Cove. Notice how they are nautical themed. So if you don't have that, you're just going to see these first 4 cards. Even so, the Winged Staff and Masquerade Mask are great because they give me 3 ranks in the skills I care about. The Daisy Chain's not bad either. Like I said in the first video, I don't like the tier 3 and tier 4 growth skills. I don't think they're powerful enough to warrant getting that many growth items, but the first couple, just for a little bit of magic damage and healing, are fine, and this gives a hit point. I don't like the Troll Femur because it gives you stupidity, which I think is bad. But the Mariner's Medallion, which is in the expansion pack, if you have the Pirate's Cove, gives you the Blessed ability, and that's amazing. What it does is makes it so that every heal that you get, you heal an extra heart. Well, I should say this. If you heal any hearts during a turn, then you heal an extra one. So that just makes healing cards ridiculously awesome, and you become pretty much unkillable. So it's a really, really great item. It is level 3, but it's just like a run-defining card. So it's always the first thing I get because it just makes such a huge difference. And so you'll see that as I play, I typically always go for the Holy, Arcane, and what's the other one? Fire skills. Okay, so now we open up some new places to get missions, and I'm gonna just keep playing with the Chump. We got a new Bruiser because our first one died, and then it comes back after you do a dungeon run. But the Chump is interesting, and I'm just really curious to see what the Flesh Wound, making me have 4 hit points instead of 5, actually gets into. The first mission in a new level typically is pretty easy, then they get harder as you go. So a not bad strategy is just to go through all 3 of those areas and do the level 1 missions, and then move up to the level 2s. Okay, so we have defeat 4 monsters. It's a really easy mission. You don't even have to defeat level 2 monsters. You can just defeat level 1 monsters. It's kind of silly. So you can honestly just like walk it back and forth between these 2 rooms, killing level 1 monsters until the mission is met. So I'll do that. Now the spider's a little bit of a tricky enemy. It has 6 hit points, which is a lot for a level 1 enemy, but it is frail, meaning that if you do any physical damage to the spider, then it takes an additional physical damage, which obviously, if you have any kind of physical attacks, quickly makes up for the extra hit point it begins with compared to your typical level 1 monster. So I'm actually not even going to bother drawing an extra card, because with those 2 punches, I will kill this in 2 hits, and I might need to because it's getting close. Ooh, okay. So now we're blocking physical damage. I could take it down to 1 hit point, but there's no point. I'll just block this attack. And when he plays a card that does not have a physical block, like this, with Frail and a regular punch, we'll kill it. And I don't care about the card discard at that point, obviously. Okay, so there's our new card, the Bandana. I don't like it, though, so I'm not going to take it. We'll just take, oh gosh, Armor 1. We'll take a Twig for a little bit of blocking and a little bit of damage, even though I don't care about the Crush tree. So here, I mean, you could put a level 3 enemy down. I don't know why you would. Let's just actually connect here so we can get to these level 1 monsters without having to draw them. I'm not sure, but it does seem that as your character levels up, the level of the monsters you can place increases as well. As you saw there, I'm level 2, but I was given the option of placing a level 3 card, and when you're level 2, you can still draw level 1 cards and so on, but it does seem like there's a bit of a correlation between being a higher level and having higher level monsters to place. So rather than waiting around to draw low-level monsters or monsters that are lower than my level, I'll just attach the room so I can access the low-level monsters that are already there. Again, it's a 2 health, but it's frail, meaning all physical attacks have +1 damage against it, so I could kill it and not care about blocking that neurotoxin. Okay, what do we get our first time? A weapon. So we can get Holy One or Kappa. Kappa's a great little level 1 card. It's a basic card, but, you know, Fire One's nice. You just get a 2 damage magical attack, and that's nice because this character doesn't have that much damage to begin with. So at this point, I'm just not going to play anything because these are level 1 monsters. We just have to kill 2 monsters of any kind. There's no specification. So we'll just kill them, and this should not be a problem at all. I do have this Battle Scar giving me 1 fewer hit points to start than I'm supposed to have, but hopefully, actually, this Goblin could kill me if it had, like, some weirdo thing. Like, if I didn't have this Cower, I would actually die here, but I can block 1 of the damage, which is just enough to survive, and the Headbutt kills him, because it was a self-damaging card. Okay, Ruffled Shirt is Swift One, Holy One, or plus... Let's just take... You know, this is the same thing, really, because as long as I ever play this Holy One card, I do get 1 extra hit point. Of course, I don't start with it, and I have to draw it, and it takes the space of another card. Note that, by the way, if you walk through a space that you have been to before, your character can actually move 2 dungeon spaces in a turn, rather than just 1. By default, every space has Fog of War in it, and entering Fog of War costs all your movement, but... If you go into a place, you can basically pass through a place you've already been to previously. Okay, so here, we'll take Mind Strike. So I'll deal a damage, draw a card, and that'll make up for the card he makes me discard. It is random, so I could have lost this Cower, which would have been sad, but as it is, I can just survive at 1 hit point, and the self-damage plus my 1 damage kills him. So for a level 1 fight against a monster when I had 3 equipment pieces was a little bit scary. Okay, so the Flash Wound is in its final stage. I'm very excited. What is it?
This is just really quite
Oh, okay. So I have the Tenacious ability. What Tenacious means is that you cannot die if you began the turn with more than 1 hit point. Mechanically, what it does is, if you are at 0 or fewer hit points at the end of a round, then you gain a hit point at the end of the round if you had more than 1 hit point at the beginning of the round. So that's kind of what's going on there. Let's do the end of it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.